Play a variety of games ranging from sports, casinos, virtuals, and your favorite aviator games. Take your chance on the daily, weekly, and monthly jackpots with up to 11 million cedis to be won. You could also play the free-to-play games and win up to 50,000 cedis every day. And yes, it is free to play. Simply visit pridebet.com.gh to make your first deposit and enjoy up to 100% cashback, up to 500 cedis welcome offer. Brand India grower Pride Bet. Pride Bet, together we play. Pride Bet is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
3FM Sunrise.
Well, the issues are many, they are plentiful, and you and I will be sinking our teeth into said issues right about now. Now, this one is captured on the front page of the Daily Graphic. William, are you ready to sink your teeth into these issues? More than ready. Ever ready. The Daily Graphic front page has this to say: leak tape on IGP's removal. Tape is authentic, contains my voice. Bugri Nabu reveals. We'll play a little bit of that for those of you who might have missed it when the leaked audio went viral. A little preamble to what exactly we're going to be delving into in the next few minutes. Well, the former Northern Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, Daniel Bugri Nabu, has authenticated the leak tape containing a discussion on plans to remove the Inspector General of Police, IGP Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, from office. He said he deliberately recorded the conversation so he could submit it to the president after he became alarmed by issues concerning the loyalty of the IGP to the government. He made the revelation when he appeared before a 7-member committee of parliament tasked to ascertain the veracity or otherwise of the tape. The chairman of the committee, Samuel Ata Etienne, said Mr. Nabu asked Mr. Nabu if he was connected with the tape, and he responded, yes, my voice is there. The committee, which is also charged to investigate a conspiracy to remove the IGP, had played the entire tape for Mr. Nabu, who is also the paramount chief of the Namong traditional area in the Northeast region and a council member of the NPP. He also came with 2 lawyers, and we'll also get a playback of what he had to say when he faced the committee. For that initiated, let's take a listen back to portions of that secret recording, which we now know has been authenticated.
Who is working with? And these places are strategic places. You should make that room that situation. That's what I'm saying. If you don't change things, then you don't help us. I will talk to you when I will be going there. I will talk to the chairman and the general secretary master, and I will let him know that you mentioned that you talk to him. Tell him that I told you. Yes, I'll tell him. Because even if you want you tell not people like NDC people. They don't know if he has. Why do you send it? They should stay in the headquarters. They will go and see our plan, and they will rather work on destroy it. Exactly. No, now we are making a mistake. I like to pick one. Pick one. Pick one. I see. For this assembly of elections is very critical. We need whatever we need to do to win, we have to do it. And that one, people are trying to realize that it's not going to be easy for us. Because they send these people, they know what they're about. They know what they're about. Because why they insist that the man go. Meanwhile, the court case hasn't paid. That's another issue. That's another issue. So I think what you are saying, you are right. But we should have selected some of our own people together so that we work with the party. They go over there and they know how to do things. Because this man don't know what they're going to do. He's not going to do anything, just going there to make sure that everything is done. Okay. And elections are like, you don't win elections like that. It's all man, what? I told me, you said, traffic. And you told me that he said, I said, tell people elections, you don't make elections to fair. Tell me, no worries. I don't know where you're going. Somebody come in the tape.
Just heard.
My voice is there.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Would you be good enough to tell us the rest of the individuals that you were engaged in that conversation with?
Well, one Commander Asari.
Okay, please go slowly. Yes.
Police commander.
Yes.
But I don't know which district or which region or which section he command.
Okay.
But he introduced himself to me when he came to my office.
Okay.
That he was a police commander based at the police headquarters. And so I asked him, where does he know me? And he told me that during the time of political campaign, 2014, 2015, 2016, I used to come to war with the president, the vice president, and the Alaji Short. And I know that yes, if he says so, it's just true.
Okay. Who is the other individual apart from Commissioner Sari that was on tape?
Apart from Commander Asari, there was one man also later joined called Commander COP Mensan.
Okay.
That he's on leave now prior to his retirement. Yeah, he was also part of it.
Yes. So you were only three?
Then later, when the meeting were going on, I didn't see the person, it was on phone. One JP, who is also a police superintendent at the police headquarters. But I haven't seen him. He talked to me on phone, and I listened to him on phone.
Okay. So, where is the location of your office where this the taping took place?
My office at Osu.
Osu.
And just directly opposite Osu police station.
So you want to tell?
Well, that was the voice, what you just listened to, of Bugri Nabu admitting that he was responsible, or at least authenticating that it was his voice that we heard on that lead audio, which we played before this particular clip. And this 7-member committee's task is to unravel the issues. The first one being authenticating this leaked audio. And he's come out to say, well, yes, in fact, This was my voice. He mentioned the commanders whom he was having this conversation with, and also gives a motive for why he recorded the conversation. But it's also captured here on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. I'll read this paragraph out for us. Mr. Nabu said, being scared of the government and NPP having an IGP who could hold meetings with the flag bearer of the NDC, he rescheduled to meet the two police officers another time while he consulted other persons on how best he could pass the information to the president. He said it was then that COP Mensah told him that he could also introduce to him another senior police known to him only as JB, who could confirm all the negative information about the IGP. In a bid to gather more information, Mr. Nabu said he called JB and arranged to go with him to the Jubilee House at 3 p.m. on a Sunday. Unfortunately, he said JB failed to meet him at Afrikiko restaurant in Accra on grounds that he had traveled for a program in the Eastern region. I was so disappointed, and so I decided that I needed to get the information properly. And the proper way was to look for a tape recorder to tape all that we have been discussing, so that when I send it to the president or anybody, they cannot deny it or say that somebody would think that I was concocting this. We chiefs do not like lies, because if I tell a lie, I will die. So the truth of this is that the tape is correct.
Yeah, I mean, he said what he had to say. He has confirmed the voice as his. So it is for the committee to also meet the other individuals whose voices are heard on the tape. Are they also going to confirm? That will determine the next line of action by the committee. But what we hear from the original tape is that the police officers were alleged to have met this chief, Bugi Nabu. You know, I know him personally. I've worked with him before as a journalist. You know, saying that the current IGP has been having conversations with the former president and his NDC, and he couldn't help them to break the 8. He wasn't on the part of the party. For me, these are allegations for now. You know, although it's heard on the tape, these days, you know what people can put on tapes. One voice has been identified as that of Bugi Nabu. He is confirmed that that's his voice. The others are yet to appear before the committee. And so for me, where I sit as a journalist, I would always want to work with the facts. I mean, even beyond what I know, this is an investigation that will deal with facts and evidence. And so the police officers have been invited. Is it Thursday they're supposed to meet?
That is correct.
And if they do, hopefully, we're just hoping that they will also hold the line of the chief, that's Bugi Nabu, and confirm that these are their voices. And that will be where the conversations will really begin. Because it means that even within the police service, I mean, beyond and besides the tape,
right,
we've always had the conversations around where the police service and other security services have been politicized. But that conversation becomes critical because one would ask, should they be loyal to the president or the government of the day, or they should be loyal to the state? It is also critical because if it's the president who appointed the individual to become IGP, will he be strong enough to look beyond the president and, you know, be loyal to the state instead of the president? There have been conversations, even from some top police officers who have said that, look, the setup of the police service, they cannot be neutral in dealing with political parties or political opponents of the government.
Because of the appointing system. There's no independence.
Exactly. Because the appointing authority is the president, the police council is headed by the vice president. And if you look at the makeup of the police council itself and the way some MPs can boldly come up and say they put in 500 student people, 550 people here into the police service and other security agencies. These are conversations that this tape must bring to the fore for all of us have. Because it's not just Bugi Nabu's tape. You understand? It is not the Nabu gate.
Right.
That should be the issue. The issue is the broader conversation of how our security agencies have been politicized over the years. To the point where not even the police service, A number of agencies in this country have been politicized. It is because of the kind of powers that our constitution also gives to the president. The president, at the end of the day, appoints more than, 3,000 people.
And it would be naive to assume that if the president is appointing said people, that there will be no influence and that they'll be completely independent. You can't begrudge anybody for having that opinion.
You know, and people will come to defend the situation where they say, look, the president appointed Mr. Amidu, who was an NDC man, to the office of the special prosecutor. So he's not the president who will be appointing people who are loyal to him.
Well,
but
we saw what happened.
So this conversation, for me, first of all, we need to get all the individuals who are cited in the tape to come and give their accounts. But there should be a serious discussion as to how the Constitution allows the president to appoint almost everybody who is important in this country. So then the institutions become so political. But then we also look at the international picture. What happens elsewhere? What is the status quo? Is this something that we can do something about? I say yes. What can be done? It takes political will, as happened in the Amidu case where they appointed him. Even when they appointed him, it was just, for me, it was a political camouflage, because at the end of the day, he became the SP, and then the resources that he needed to work, he didn't get.
And we saw all the other issues that came after.
The politicians can pick somebody who will look to be neutral in the eyes of the public, but
For
they
the
have
optics
another way
of going about
to go about it to cripple him so that he wouldn't work. But if you get an IGP who is also working, then there'll be people who are dying, the whole NPP or NDC or CPP or APC, who will say, look, this gentleman will be calling people like they are calling people now as per this tape, and tell that this man is not. It even happens in the newsrooms around the state newsrooms around the country. Yes, because if the editor of the day is not putting what the government of the day wants on the front pages, people in the newsroom begin to talk. They call people.
So it permeates every single part of our lives.
I'm not saying that I have heard or have read. I have lived it. And anybody listening to me who has worked in a state agency in terms of the news media, I'm here. They should challenge me to it.
Showdown.
Yes, because we have editors to the point where, even at a point, it was suggested that even editorials were written from the seat of government for editors to put in newspapers those days. So it is that bad. So what you are reading, is not even from an editor, but it is from a press secretary somewhere who has instructed or has actually written and edited himself, because a lot of the time his press secretary.
This is not something you've heard.
Oh. See, so I'm not surprised about this tape. And when it comes to politics, there are a lot of machinations that go on behind the scenes before you see what we see in public. So this tape, well, it is in Parliament now. People's representatives are looking at it. It means all Ghanaians are interested. Let the police officers come, let them deny, let them confirm. But the decision that will be taken cannot bring any positive results to us as Ghanaians if the decision is not taken at the national level to change the character and structure of some of these state agencies and the way the appointments are done.
Important that we widen the scope of the conversation beyond this leak tape, because quite interestingly as well, you know that the NDC is looking to, is it picket or demonstrate and hand over a petition at the front door of the Bank of Ghana, and they're currently facing some challenges with the police as concerns their routes. And they've issued a statement seeming to suggest that, well, the police cannot be seen to be doing the bidding of outside of what the state prescribes. So at any point in time, when governments change, the opposition will use the terminology in bed with. That is what we see. There's another paragraph here that talks about the IG. It's titled IGP removal ? Again, in connection to Bugri Nabu's submissions at the committee hearing. It says that he said Commander Asari, he mentions that name as one of the persons involved in the tape, told him that although he had sent many people to the president to change the IGP, the president was not interested in doing so. Consequently, he said Commander Asari wanted Mr. Nabu, to use his influence to convince the president about the IGP, who had been regarded as a former aide-de-camp to former Presidents John Evans Atta Mills. Mr. Nabu told the committee that Commander Asari informed him that if the NPP allowed the IGP, who had deployed commissioners of police who were affiliated with the NDC to Asin North to go and supervise security for the by-election, the NPP would lose the election. Based on the fear Commander Asare expressed to him, Mr. Nabu said he became so scared of MPP losing the by-election with the presence of the IGP in Asin North. He, however, assured Commander Asare that he would go and put the concerns before the president and reschedule the meeting between them. At the next meeting, he said Commander Asare told him that he had another senior police officer who was more qualified. And a true member of the NPP who could take over from the IGP.
You know, but I'm saying that beyond and besides what the Constitution says that the president should appoint ABC, if they appoint you as a professional, I mean, everybody has their political color. There's no way anybody who is qualified to vote in this country will say, I won't vote just because of this. Everybody has their political color. But in doing your work, you shouldn't be consumed by some of these things as we are seeing in this alleged tape. It's too much. Because, look, we've seen journalists who we all saw as very neutral, you know, manning, or if you like, running a presidential debate. And the seats they were sitting, the journalists were sitting on was purely in a party scalise. Immediately after that, that journalist became an MP and is now a minister. How about that? He didn't, at the time, he was doing his work as a professional.
Right.
Nobody knew publicly. People knew, people may have known, but publicly, I sitting here, I'm very close to that journalist. I never knew that he was MPP, and I can mention his name. Kojo Ponkrumah.
Right.
Kojo Ponkrumah was sitting and at Joy FM working, doing his work. But the chair that he was sitting on was colored, but I didn't know. And nobody discussed it until he woke up one day and said he was going to pick a form down for MP. He's now a information minister. Jane Nana Upukwajman.
Right.
People thought she was just a professor doing her work. She was also one of the hosts of that debate. Nobody knew she was sitting on the colors of the NDC. But today, I mean, we know her. She came up to the topmost. I mean, running mates and so on and so forth. So you can be a partisan person,
right?
But to show it publicly and professionally is a problem.
That is where the issue is. Nobody's saying don't be affiliated with the party.
Everybody know.
It is your right to
where
be.
I vote. You don't know where I vote.
Oh, I know.
Oh, how?
I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know because, of course, professionally, that is not your job to tell us, or yours is to analyze the issues.
You know, and I'll not come and sit here and run my affairs for you to sit and judge from the way I speak and say this man is MPP. In fact, if you're a journalist and today you are MPP, you are NDC, tomorrow you are NDC, then means you are doing your job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so these police officers, if what we are hearing is true, then they have questions to answer because, I mean, to try and get rid of your boss because you think your boss is a member of a certain party, you need to come and prove it.
Very serious allegations involved here. When we come back from these few messages, we'll analyze some more. What should happen post this committee hearing? What are some of the outcomes that we all want to see? Engage with us on our socials. We are highly interactive. You can find us on Twitter or on X, as it's called now, at 3FM927, all one word. Let's hear from you. And shortly, of course, as the show gets going, we'll open up the phone lines and you too can have your say. You are our third co-host this morning, after all. Don't go anywhere. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
So cool! Betway's cash out just got way better. Our enhanced early, partial, and auto cash out feature lets you cash out your bet out early. Cash out a portion of your ongoing bets, or even set your bet to cash out automatically. All this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Betway. Get way more.
Usika seme nkoyiana quick credit sia say sika pe ennafom intina yabasa ye becheche wo yambosia bonhye ye ho wutumi babosia edifi aso ye fee 1500 Ghana cedis edeko na nia wo hia ne wo national ID card wo hia sa wo betu susu wo hia awowa ye ngiseke bia nto ho wo nsanso hia se wo ne ye bebue futuo bia quick credit wo homao say ye dwana wo pese wudi ana wo pese wo hye ejuma foforo ase ana say ye school fees Anampo ye osumi edmayefo nso ye wo bi mamo na mom kai say ye mobosua ewo internet so afen so omanti kakro bia batan Bank of Ghana nsa wo dwumedie yi mu enti tutumri kana frɛ yen wo 0302 200 390 ana 0596 920 833 quick credits London made simple kai say dwumedie yi nhyehyɛ kakra wo ho.
Get ready to enjoy the 11th edition of the innovative Ghana Garden and Flower Show from 30th August to 3rd September. Come to the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park for 5 amazing days of fun, networking, education, business opportunities, and many surprises from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Theme: Green Fusion. Collaborating for climate action. The Fun Pack 5 days specially created for you, your family, friends, work colleagues, and all. Calling all who want to see our earth preserved for our collective good. To partner, sponsor, or book a stand, call 020-209-6696. The Ghana Garden and Flower Movement is an initiative of Stratcom Africa. Experience the Stratcom Africa difference.
In an era where the business environment is constantly changing, the need for accounting and finance professionals who can guide and lead organizations to sustainable success is critical. The good news is, CIMA's CGMA designation, held by over 150,000 professionals globally, delivers the skills, competencies, and mindsets that employers require. Learn more about the CGMA designation at www.aicpa-cima.com or email accra@aicpa-cima.com.
IGP's removal tape is authentic. It contains my voice. Bugri Nabu reveals. It's before a 7-member committee to answer some critical questions about the leaked audio, which you and I have listened to already. Well, portions of it is fairly long, not too clear, but you can get the main essence of said conversation. We've discussed the implications, also widening the scope of the conversation about the appointment of some of these figures, persons, institutions, the makeup, and whether or not they're ever truly independent from any particular ruling government. Another angle of the conversation is the legality or otherwise of recording a phone conversation or a private conversation. William, we're putting you to the test because we know you are currently widening the scope of your brain as far as legal issues are concerned.
No, but if this tape is admissible, whether it's admissible or not, it also depends on whether it's the whole the content of the tape borders on national interest, national security.
Does that make it legal?
I mean, yeah, because if I have a conversation with you and you record it,
right,
and I'm not aware that you are recording, what I know is that when it's submitted before any court, it will be thrown away. But what you are saying, borders on national security, national interest to that level, and I don't think the state will reject it and say they won't act on it. No, it will be admissible. So at this point, that's how I see it. So it is for the committee to determine whether what went on was something that is of national interest. Because I remember one of the committee members was asking, so you decided to record the conversation between friends? And the gentleman said, we're not friends. Because he said, look, it was one of his children who called and said to him that a police officer wanted to see him, or some policemen wanted to see him. And so he elevated the whole visit to that level. When they started mentioning elections and the role of the IGP and so on and so forth. And so if the IGP's role as the Inspector General of Police has come up, and we are talking about elections, both, if you like, parliamentary elections and national elections are coming up, that's of high national interest. Because our existence as a democracy hinges on elections. And these elections are protected by the police. And the gentleman who is leading the police team to do the work is having some officers who are allegedly seeking that he is ousted because he doesn't belong to a certain party. That's something that I will record and give to the security agencies, even if it's between a friend and I. Yes, because I think that, look, especially if I don't know you that well, like this man is saying, Bugin Abu said, I didn't even know the police officers. Because this is how subversions start. You know, because a lot of the things are done in private offices like this. And so if I go and speak to the president will ask for evidence. The president knows me, I know the president. And so he said he organized and got a tip. He didn't even use his phone. He recorded.
In fact, he says, when questioned if he leaked the tape, Mr. Nabu said he never gave out the tape to anyone except the president. He therefore expressed surprise to hear the content of the tape, which had been leaked to the press, saying, I did not leak the tape. Curious to know who might be behind the leak, he said he called Commander Asare several times, but he refused to answer his calls. He, however, said Commander Asare later sent a text message through in quote here, my son, that he would deal with me. Let's take a listen one more time, though, as he faced the 7-member committee, just to put the issues into some more context.
Yourself connected with the tape you just heard?
My voice is there.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Would you be good enough to tell us the rest of the individuals that you were engaged in that conversation with?
Well, one Commander Asare.
Okay, please go slowly. Yes.
Police commander.
Yes.
But I don't know which district or which region or which section he command.
Okay.
But he introduced himself to me when he came to my office.
Okay.
That he was a police commander based at the police headquarters. And so I asked him, where does he know me? And he told me that during the time of political campaign, 2014, 2015, 2016, I used to come to work with the president, the vice president, and the Alaji shot. And I know that yes, if he says so, it's just true.
Okay. Who is the other individual apart from Commissioner Sari that was on tape?
Apart from Commander Asari, there was one man also later joined, called Commander COP Mensah.
Okay.
That he's on leave now prior to his retirement. Yeah, he was also part of it.
Yes. So you were only 3?
Then later, when the meeting were going on, I didn't see the person. It was on phone. One JP, who is also a police superintendent at the police headquarters. But I haven't seen him. He talked to me on phone, and I listened to him on phone.
Okay. So, where is the location of your office where this place, the taping took place?
My office at Osu. And get direct opposite.
All right. Well, again, that was the voice of Bugrinabu admitting that it was his voice that we heard on that leaked audio which went viral, which is now before a 7-member committee. Honorable Peter Tobu is one of the MPs on the committee. He's the MP for Wa West. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my dear sister. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hope you're also doing well.
I'm doing great. Great job done so far. I've been listening.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
So yesterday was day one of this committee sitting. What do you make of the proceedings at the end of day one?
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to our cherished listeners. Yesterday was actually day 2 of the committee sitting.
Day 2, sure.
The first day was on Friday that we sat, and the prime witness, being the paramount chief of Namor traditional area, former Northern Regional Chairman of the NPP, and now a council member, Chief Bugrinabu. He couldn't make it. He sent his lawyer. He added a letter pleading that we should give him some time because he was indisposed. And has a very matured committee of our caliber. We agreed that no problem, we could shift the day forward. So we agreed with him that he will show up yesterday, Monday, and he did show up. He did show up. And when he showed up, he came with his lawyers, and then I think that it was a very conducive environment for him. And the first thing we did was just to play the tape. That is the material that is required to be authenticated.
Okay.
So after playing the tape, he straight away went and said, yes, that is my voice, and actually I recorded it. And we were all shocked to disbelief. But we were happy that this matter looked like it will not be a long haul. It's going to be a very short while, and we'll have finished with the inquiry.
And I believe you're hoping to wrap this up by Thursday. Is that correct?
Well, we can't say we're going to wrap up. He has opened the door and he's given us leads, and we are following those leads. We are inviting more people to come and support us. Provide some evidence for us to probably draw a conclusion. But in the process, if there are more witnesses that will have to show up and we need to invite them, we will continue. But just be sure that under the chairmanship of Honorable Atachia and my vice chairman, Honorable James Agalga, we are going to do a good job. And when we conclude, on the first week of Parliament's resumption, when the report is laid, I think every Ghanaian will be excited about the recommendations from the conclusions that we have drawn. But it's always live, so the media will continue to follow and see what we are doing in Parliament.
Absolutely. You mentioned that others will be coming before the committee. Can you shed more light on who exactly you'll be inviting to come and also speak?
Yes, yesterday we sent a letter to the Minister of the Interior, who has the supervisory role of the Ghana Police Service, to release some 3 officers who were mentioned by the prime witness, being Commissioner Mensah, being Superintendent Asari, and Superintendent Jebi. And these 3 people, we expect to meet them on Thursday and listen to their side of the story. And from there, if there is a need for us to continue to invite more people as evidence unfolds, we will definitely do that.
And with the leaking of this audio, when it went viral, I'm sure you were able to gauge the temperature on social media and beyond. People were very concerned, rightly so. I'm sure you'll agree. And I know the committee is treating this, of course, with the utmost energy that it needs at this time. Many people are wanting a swift resolution to the issues, but you say you'll be not seeking to wrap it up quickly, but to unpack all of the issues, time frame wise. You say when Parliament resumes in the first week, you'll be able to put together a report?
Well, it is a referral from Parliament that is under the signature of the Speaker of Parliament, giving us a mandate to complete the job and make sure that the report is laid on the first week when Parliament resumes. We are now on recess. But you understand the seriousness with who is attached to this committee work. I'm supposed to be in my consistency. Atacha is supposed to be in his consistency. Honorable James Agalga is supposed to be in consistency. All of us are back in Accra trying to ensure that we put an end to this committee work. I mean, wrap it up and get the report ready to be laid immediately to Parliament resume. But because the media is following, I am quite sure that when we're wrapping it up, I mean, some closing remarks will be made by the chairman, and then you could possibly gauge the direction of the committee if we have to draw a conclusion from the facts and make some recommendations. I mean, we were directed by the mandate to authenticate the tape and find out what are the implications of what had happened during that conversation. Can we make some very serious, recommend some serious sanctions for people who are involved? Can we make some serious recommendations towards some reforms that will ensure that such things do not happen again? Because this is a threat to our democracy. If you are talking about using the police as a mafia to be able to outwit the system that we've established as a democratic system to elect our leaders, that is treasonable. It is a serious matter. I'm sure that if some people were planning behind the scene to remove the president, by now they would have been in cells, awaiting some charges like treason or high treason.
That's right.
So this is a very serious matter, and the committee is taking a serious view of the matter, and we are trying to do our best to let everybody who is involved come and provide some support for the committee to arrive at a very conclusion that can help our democracy.
Absolutely. But I suppose from where you sit or stand at this point, it's too early to prescribe any types of recommendations or make any comments until you've heard from all the players involved.
No. Nobody can project any recommendation now. We are just having an open mind. We don't really believe or disbelieve anything until the facts are gathered and we analyze and we can draw a conclusion. So after now, we have an open door policy. We have an open mind, listening to everybody and let them share their opinions, which is true, which is not true, which are the facts. And whatever it is, at the end of the day, the committee will sit at the end of meeting all the witnesses. And we will analyze the facts and see what we can say is the conclusion and what are the recommendations.
Honorable, I'm also here with my colleague, William Esiedu. He has a few questions to also throw your way.
Okay.
Good morning, Senior.
Well, how are you?
Fine, thank you. You've been at the very top of the Ghana Police Service, and I wanted to find out the way the structure is in terms of appointments. Do you think some of these things are bound to occur?
Thank you very much. The structure is what it is in the Constitution. The structure has the Police Council at the top, chaired by the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, with some appointees from the President's side, and with some members of the police representing in there. The IGP himself is a member. There is another member who is representing the senior command. There's another member who represents the junior command. So the Police Council actually is the strategic supervisor of the institution of the Ghana Police Service. And at the Ghana Police Service level, the Inspector General of Police is the chairman of the Police Management Board. The Police Management Board is made up of all the police commissioners, the Director Generals, and the IGP is the chairman. And flowing down, the structure flows down to the police station. We have the POMAP, which is the Police Management Board. We have regional commanders, we have divisional commanders, we have district commanders, we have station officers, and we have even police post commanders. So all these people is a unitary command. It is the IGP who decides which direction the police goes. And that is why when the IG issues instructions, it touches base with every police officer. That is the structure we have now. The fact that it is the president that appoints has been the bane that people complain that the moment the president appoints, then the person is likely to be political. Listen, every human being in this country is political, but not all of us are partisan. Being political is not bad, but being partisan in uniform is a bad thing. If you want to be partisan, I always tell people, if you want to be partisan, you copy the Peter Lanchele Tobu story. Get out of the uniform and go join the partisan politics and do politics. But if you are in there, you can be political, but never be partisan. Be professional in uniform, because you have a duty. You've sworn an oath to serve Mother Ghana. Ghana doesn't belong to any political party. Ghana belongs to the Ghanaian people. So when you are in uniform and you are serving Ghana, you serve the Ghanaian people irrespective of political color. That is professionalism. But if you are not able to do that, and you wear the uniform and you want to do partisan politics, you are more dangerous than an armed robber, because doing partisan politics while in uniform is a total deviation from the oath that you've taken to serve Mother Ghana. And that cannot be said with professionalism, unfortunately.
How about those who say this was a private conversation, so it should be left at that?
Beautiful. People who do not understand what security is all about may have to think that way. If you begin to hear that elections are not won on fair basis, elections are won through mafia means, and what it means is that the Ghanaian people can go and queue in the morning, cast their vote, and pray that their vote be counted, only to realize that the person who declared the winner is not actually the person they voted for. That is not democracy. That is totally democratic coup d'etat. And we can't progress as a country if we continue to do that. So if you love this country and you hear this and you think that, oh, this matter was a private conversation between people and it should not have been recorded. And the chairman said, these are not my friends. I'm a civilian. If police officers begin to want to use a civilian to orchestrate a plan to throw out an inspector general of police, and they want to use me, a party person whose party is in government, it is quite scary. So he decided that, listen, to protect my own integrity, let me record them. In case tomorrow something happens and I will have to prove it, I will have a recording to show that, listen, I didn't say anything bad. I only listened to them. They brought their agenda. I listened to them, and I realized that this agenda is dangerous. It is dangerous to national security. It's dangerous to the police institution, and in fact, it's dangerous for our elections coming in 2024. So I should be concerned as a Ghanaian. Bugu Nabo is not a young person. He's quite elderly, and he wants to go on retirement and rest and enjoy the peace in Ghana. Whether his party is in government or not, he wants to enjoy the peace in Ghana, and I'm not sure he will want to do anything untoward. If his party can be in power and you will not be able to sleep in your house, what is the essence? So this is a very serious matter. If he has violated this privacy rule, he has violated it for the good of the country, the collective good of Ghana.
I know you have a very busy morning, but the last question before you go, sir. What do you say to those who suggest that it's the same politicians who have been throwing in the men and women to be recruited into the Ghana Police Service?
The Ghana Police Service is a society that has its own rules and regulations. Excuse me, sir, if you want to go fishing, and you say that is the fishermen who are throwing probably fish or throwing meat into the river and they are catching fish, it's because you have thrown the meat. That is why you are getting the fish. If you just throw a simple rod in there, you will not get anything. If somebody says the politicians are throwing, maybe when the politicians throw, the police society accepts them. If the police society doesn't accept them, the police society is expected to reject them, because you can pollute the society within the service and it will gradually get back to become a very serious matter in terms of national security. And the politician who is said to be throwing the people in there will go and pay a price. Because insecurity, 1 minute of insecurity, you are only talking about commemorations. 1 minute of insecurity. So these are not matters that we should take for granted. If any politician sits out there and think that you can throw people into the police service or into any security institution, and the head of the institution cannot tell you, if you want to throw 10 people and tell you, for whatever reason it is, 9 of them are not fit to be in uniform, and you think you can be angry, you are angry against your own life. Because at the end of the day, the dirty thing you want to do will come back to hand, not you alone. It will hand the whole society. And I think that is not the way to go. We should speak about it. It is bad, and that perception is actually gaining ground. It is totally bad, and let's ensure that the police administration headed by any IGP will have the balls to tell any politician in the face that, listen, I want to do the police better, so that you can enjoy ruling as the president or ruling as the leader of this country. But if you want to destroy the police, internal security will break down, and you yourself, it will come back to haunt you. You cannot even govern, because without security, we can't have development.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us this morning and for expanding the tentacles of this conversation. We're very grateful for your time. We're watching this space very keenly. On Thursday, I know you're very busy with proceedings. Again, that was Honorable Peter Tobu, MP for Wa West, also a part of this 7-member committee tasked with getting to the bottom of this leaked audio. Now we know from Bugri Nabu that it was his voice on the tape. He says he just wanted to provide further evidence to the president so that the president would know that he wasn't just coming empty-handed, that he could substantiate what it was that he had said. He says he's got no clue how the tape eventually leaked. But also, William, an important point there from Honorable, which you also made, that if it's for public good, leaking of a tape or recording of a tape like this, national security issues, admissible and can be investigated.
And the point that I was excited about and I was looking to when she said that they are more like they are worse than armed robbers. Because if a police officer is doing this, and we know how even tensions rise during elections, and the police are supposed to protect individuals during these elections, and it's the same police officers who are, behind the scenes controlling who should be IGP and who should not, and to the point that they even have names already tabled or lined up to replace the current IGP. That for me is dangerous, and that's why this tape is being investigated, and it's not a matter of it being between private individuals, and so in any case, the police officer is not a private individual. Yeah. So as he said, we're all waiting for the outcome, and I hope that we get to the bottom of the matter.
And as I said to Honorable Peter Tobu, we're watching this space quite keenly. Some more updates will follow on Thursday. As he mentioned to us, some more players will be thrown into the ring to go and answer some very serious questions. And you all have been reacting to this on social media. I'll read a few of your views out. Messiah 66 says, as it is coming, it is going. I've not heard it being phrased this way. I know it's phrased differently, but that is what he has to say about the issue. Facelift Trend says, it is scary. The president must sit up. A Little Patient says, interesting times ahead. Trav King says, Ghana. Well, the others, William also asking for one of the commanders who was implicated in this, Commander Asari, to be apprehended. Well, the committee says they're hearing from all the players involved before they make any conclusions. It's too early to prescribe anything.
Tubu said they've sent a message to the Interior Minister to make those officers available before the committee. And so I'm just hoping that they appear. And then, even if they should deny, I think the committee would have access to experts who can, because we have experts who can identify voices.
That's right.
They can identify handwriting, signatures, and all that.
And even these days, they can tell you if it's AI or not. Because I remember when it leaked, I saw so many comments. AI said this one is not AI.
AI hasn't come to Ghana.
It's not AI. A few more comments here. Kojo Enzo says, this is a complete waste of time. Because this committee says this sitting is going to go nowhere. Again, laughing my bleep of LMAO. Confusion in the camp. That is coming from Andy at KK Kwesi. Some other unsavory comments in the direction of Bugri Nabu saying that he should not have recorded this conversation, but no, it's of national concern and of national interest. This one from Ni Wade says, zombie communicators in the mud. I don't know exactly what he's talking about. He'll decode that for us. But do keep your comments coming, all of your thoughts, your questions on our X or Twitter page at 3FM927, all one word. We're also on Facebook and also on Instagram. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, keep them coming. Very shortly, we'll open up the phone line so that you too can weigh in on this issue.
3FM Sunrise. 3FM Sunrise.
Sunrise on 3FM.
All right, we'll take a few of your calls. We'll activate the Voice of the People segment a little early. A lot of you sending your comments through on social media. You want to have a little bite at this? You're certainly welcome to do so. I've got two numbers you can reach us on: 055 924 2717. That's 055 924 2717. Call us on 055 6910 154. 055 6910 154. We're activating our phone lines for the Voice of the People segment a little earlier than usual. A lot of you sending your comments and questions through on our social media handles. Do keep them coming. But have a bite on the issues we have discussed. We've got a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Who am I speaking with, please?
It's Yuri.
Urea, good morning to you. Haven't heard your voice in a while. You're on air.
Yeah. I've been listening to you, but sometimes you also have to play back and listen to other people.
Sure.
So, Helen, it's radio.
Apologies, Urea. Urea, bear with me. It's very noisy where you are. We're struggling to hear you. Can you reposition for us, please?
Is it better?
A little bit better, yes.
Okay, so I was asking that, had it not been you being on radio, what will compare you to listen to radio? Because it looks like our issues are too many, just like you began the program. We don't know where to start and where we're heading towards. Because every day looks like we have issues popping up. And for me, I believe with what you are discussing, it's going to be like cocoa beans taken under the sun. It will be taken off very soon. Because those that are supposed to be responsible are actually the same people causing us problem and mayhem each and every day. And it looks like Africa, we don't have like headway. You just wake up from bed, want to listen to what is going on. It's all negative. It's all negative. Nothing at all is happening in Ghana.
Yura, thank you so much for that. I'll take another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Heather. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Kosami. Good to hear your voice. Hope you're well.
Thank you. Good morning to Uli and Rosie. I always enjoy your in-house discussion.
Thank you.
Always draw our mind to heart to discuss council the development of this nation. You see, we intend to be creating opportunities. Ghanaians, especially the youth, I will create the opportunity and block the way that opportunity. If you create the opportunity and make it difficult for them to get there, how do they get there? That's the issue. We're talking about it. I have listened to the president down the north. Launching the second phase of planting for food and drug. You listen, after he have just launched the project, what comes out of the Institute of Social Service? That the project is not beneficial to the nation. It's not in the interest of the nation. Some people who just take opportunity of the short-term benefit and then they misuse it. Then one district, one food. The planting for food and drugs must go with industrialization so that it can be profitable when you go into it. When you go into something that is not profitable, how do you gain what you invest in? The farm input has come so expensive. Land acquisition has come very expensive. How is the government looking at it? Why can't the government go all around the regions, district, at least the island? 100,000 of acres in every region. If you want to go to the farm, is where you can get the land. How can the government do that? The state go all the in each district, get 100 acres of land in each district. To make it easy for the youth to acquire land and go into farming, they can do them corporate farming, put them there.
That's right.
When the farm and the British come there, you can take and in collaborating with the chiefs, because it's going to create employment the youth in the community. So in collaborating with the traditional leaders, we can get this land, make it cheaper for the youth to go into agric. I think it's like Johnny was saying the last time, make a big company that all these youth would do, we own shares in that company. They have their shops in the cities that they can produce the fruits in.
Right.
They have the factory that can process. Some of them will be in the factory, some of them will be in the farming. Some of them will be at the store selling this item. Some of them at the market selling this thing. And you make it difficult for me to go into farming and you are just complaining, you are introduced and telling that the first phase was very successful. We all know the results of the first phase that we find it difficult to get vegetables in the market. You find it difficult to buy food.
For me, please.
I like fruit, but for the past 6 months, Helen, I have not been able to buy fruit from I and my family to enjoy. I have blended it together and put it in bottles for us to have for your home use. But for the past 6 months, Helen,
you haven't been able to do so.
I haven't been able to do that. Why? And doctor would tell you if you want to live healthy, fruit and vegetables. And all this will have a very costly. Well, there's no plan. We just come and talk and go. Let me end up on this committee in Parliament.
Yes,
I think
please.
We thank them
in 20 seconds for me, please, go, Sam.
Yeah, we thank them for coming out this thing. If not them, the CID you have branched out this thing.
Yes.
And I think what happened to Agozo? COP, DCP or DSP or COP Agozo? We should make sure it happens to those who are involved in this thing. Have a blessed morning.
Have a blessed morning, Kosami. I'll take a few more calls. Let's make our submissions short, sweet, and snappy. We want to hear from as many of you as possible. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing this morning?
Great. This is General.
General, good to hear from you. You're on air.
Yes. Helen, this morning it is clear that the audio that has gone viral, the authenticity has been confirmed by Bugri Nabu. The constitutional democracy that we have created institutions to protect it. Anybody who engage one way or the other to actually undermine or subvert any of these institutions is practically attempting to subvert the Constitution. And when you read chapter 2 of the Constitution, it is clear. Anybody who attempts to subvert the Constitution, we know what that means. Now, we are watching closely what is going on in Parliament, what will happen. We are watching that closely. Now, on the IMF rep in Ghana, and the pronouncement he made that the economy is seeing signs of recovery.
That's right.
Tell him, I am sitting down and asking myself, when you read the story says the mission thing will be in Ghana in September.
Correct.
To do that assessment. So I am getting a bit confused. Has he already done the assessment himself and come to the conclusion that we are recovering? In any case, when we are recovering, you will be looking at the macro.
That's right.
What is happening at the macro level? The CD, it is not. Inflation, it is not. Our debt level, it is not. So what exactly is the man trying to do? Is he trying to play on our intelligence? He can go ahead and deceive himself. We are not interested in whatever. We are interested in what we feel in our pocket. And finally, on the NPP election, you see, I see the election as a group of turkeys that are going to meet to select one of their own to go and participate in athletics competition where you see Mbo, Asapupa, and Taisike are participating in. I don't know what they are thinking. You see, the people, they don't understand what is happening at all. They don't know that the failure of Nana and Baumia, the damage it has caused to the NPP tradition of liberal democracy, it is so humongous that nothing can actually do away with that. So I wish them well, and they should continue deceiving themselves. Thank you, Helen. God bless you.
God bless you, General. Thank you for your calls and very powerful submissions this morning. We'll keep our phone lines open. We want to hear from as many of you as possible. We've discussed a few issues this morning. Please lend your voice to these issues. 0559 242 717. Alternatively, call us on 0556 6910 154. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear sister.
Good morning.
How are you?
Papa Bisio, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh, by His grace, somehow. But if you relate it to the happenings in the country, I feel so sad. See, this parliamentary inquiry over the group, the tip something.
Yes.
Since Bugri Nabu is involved, and he has come out to say that yes, indeed, he recorded it. I want to just see the end of it. If not, I will not even trust the whole thing. As if
why
they
is that?
plan it. As if maybe the government cries aware of what this thing going on, so that at the end of the day, what do you call it? Tampere will still be there. I get to my point. And when, in a way that the election is rigged by the involvement of Tampere, so but we saw this and we did this and that. You understand me? So, or you don't know what I'm trying to say.
You think there's a conspiracy going on?
Since we are on the NPP government, I don't trust them. Let's see how it's going to happen.
Sure.
See, and then this planting for food and something there, I call it a national famine, right? When I hear of it, I feel so sad. You know why? Under the NDC regime, where we have E.T. Mensah, who is a member of Council of State right now, by then he was the Minister of Employment. My group, Authentic Media Group, we happened to go to him and suggested this thing to him as an employment minister. He should get involved with the agriculture minister, whereby they will practically get some people, in the hinterland that will start, planting food and, foodstuffs. You understand me? So I can get a lot of things, but they should start by giving them sort of allowance and things like that. And, this man poo it. It mess up. We say, government cannot enter into farming something. So when I'm hearing NPP entering into it, I said, if NPP can do this and it will be fine, I don't have a problem with it. Because I suggested this thing with my group. I was the chairman of the group.
Right.
A 30 media group. At that time, he's like a member of council. You know what he gave us? He gave us his autobiography. I should go and read it. It's not possible and this, that. Today, he's a member of the Council of State. You can call him to find out whether some group of people didn't come to see him. And ask him. I want you to do that for me. Cut a long story short, let's pray for another NDC government to come and salvage this country for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Papa Bisu, for that call. We can still take a few more calls. Don't hesitate to get in touch with us. We've discussed a few issues this morning. In fact, William, let's take this call and then we'll come back. Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Who's speaking, please?
Eben Kwabinya.
Eben, good to hear from you. You're a bit close to your radio set. Turn down the volume for us, please, but you're on air. Take us away.
Thank you. I'm asking the NPP folks who were saying it was doctored and it's not true. What are they going to say now? It's really sad, though. Under the watch of a liability president, Akufo-Addo, look at what we are going through. It's sad. And I'm calling on all Ghanaians who are born of a woman, to reason up and say bye-bye to this party. It's sad. So we have that kind of people in the security service. Ellen, do you think this country has a future? I'm sad as a Ghanaian. Thank you.
Thank you, Eben, for that call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Pastor Dewale, good to hear from you.
Thank you very much. Was it released yesterday? Payment. I raised an issue.
Yes.
July has been paid.
No, I said I would find that out, but I believe July has not been paid.
Precisely, thank you. Right. Because I did my check with the beneficiaries. No, it has not been paid.
It has not been paid.
Rather, they paid out of March and May.
Right.
Which got delayed. So July has not been paid. And September will soon be added.
That is right.
So just a quick reminder to the Akufo-Addo Bawumia NPP-led government. My sister, the first phase of planting for food and job to me was just a jamboree. The relatives were not on the ground. You know these days, even when you compare prices of foodstuff or some animal products from the north and the south, is almost equal. A friend told me guinea fowl almost is 100 and 120 in the north. Down south here, so if I'm told, it's almost the same. And one aspect is the means of transportation. It has always been the same route that we are using, the tide road and the rough road, and an unavailable road or unmotorable road to some of the farm gates. So foodstuffs are going waste. Where are the rain system? But we have a whole minister, agencies, etc. Superintending over nothing. That's the way I'll put it for now. Because if I want to Accra, it's not functioning. Accra system I stand to be corrected. And the newly built one, it is just hanging. We don't know the future yet, all the way to Ouagadougou. But the internal ones are not even operating. So my sister, the president yesterday made a lot of speech. We were here when he said beyond 8. Within that same week, he started traveling for what we call in Ghana, Dala Sulala, asking for more aid from the Western world or the donor countries. Even now, we are in IMF cycle. So in fact, we should pick one thing at a point and have a focus as a country. We can make it. Countries that we go to beg most from. Most of them don't have some of the resources that we have. So it's about proper planning, management, and well structure of their governance system. When these are in place, I think we all smile as Ghanaians, irrespective of our political affiliations and background. But that's one, no one can take it from us. It's like religion. We all can belong to one sect.
That's
right. The fact is we must have a goal and aim as a national policy, just as we have the supreme God that we all believe in. Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day, Pastor Dewale. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, my sister. Before I express my personalistic point of view on the germane issues that you have tabled this morning for discussion, can you please permit me to use your august medium to appeal to all those who claim that they are fanatic supporters of the New Patriotic Party to stop insulting Kennedy Agyapong. Whether they like it or not, what Ken has done for New Patriotic Party, I don't think that they themselves or any of their, forefathers or fathers have ever done even quarter for New Patriotic Party. I always talk about Ken's temperament, that Ken does not possess what I call liberal democratic temperament. It is true that disqualified him to become the president of the Republic of Ghana. But in all humility, Ken has done a lot. It is not easy, my sister, to actually work hard. Know that all your family members are rich. As we speak, there are a lot of Ken family members who are in need, greatly in need. They don't even have. But Ken master courage and donate colossal amount of money to the New Patriotic Party. There are a lot of rich people in the New Patriotic Party who have never done that before. It is so amazing. Today, even the leader of parliament, they are all proud that they have majority. They have majority. Had it not been Ken Agyapong, we will not have majority. It Ken's influence that actually touched the heart of the independent candidates to support NPP in parliament. They should know that, and some of us are aware of that. So they should give us a break. They should stop insulting Ken. If Ken make a statement that all of us, regard or label as an unfortunate statement, let us deal with that. But attacking his personality, insulting him, is not what we're supposed to engage in. Secondly, when NDC is busily preparing to elect a president for the Republic of Ghana, NPP is guiding down their loins to elect only a flag bearer, but not a president. What we are doing is electing a flag bearer, but not a president on the ticket of NPP, because there is no way that Bawumia can win election. I'm a researcher. Go out there and ask 10 people. I have said that with that number, that the supporters of New Patriotic Party alone cannot win, election for New Patriotic Party. Vice versa, supporters of NDC alone cannot win election for NDC. We need the floating voters to be able to win election. Go out there and interview 10 floating voters. 9 out of them will say that they are not going to vote for Bawumia. So we have to actually learn from that. I can't comprehend why the National Executive Committee is not thinking of electing a winnable candidate. I don't know whether it's a calculated agenda to trash Bawumia out of the party, because they know that when they do that and he end up losing 2024 election, then they will even come to say that we have even elected Northern or someone from the Northern sector, and then he lose. Therefore, we will not actually give opportunity to anybody at the Northern sector. I don't know whether ironically or metaphorically or optimistically, that is what they are thinking.
Please round up for me, please.
That is what they are thinking. Then they should come boldly to tell some of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that conversation. But just off the back of our last caller's comments, let's take a quick listen.
I think that we've all witnessed today the Special Delegates Conference. And by the grace of God, I think that I have emerged as the leading candidate or the winner of this Special Delegates Conference. First of all, I would like to thank the party, the New Patriotic Party, and the leadership of the party, the national executives, the regional executives, the constituency executives, electoral area coordinators, polling station executives, council of elders, and patrons of the party for the work that they have put in organizing this Special Delegates Conference. It obviously took a lot of work, and I think that by and large, we've had a very successful
FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Okay, I think we can take a few more calls and then we'll park it for the Voice of the People segment. William, I played that specifically for us to come back to, so lubricate the brain. I'm coming back to you. Apologies, we've lost that last caller. Hello? Okay, we've lost that caller on the line. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Who am I speaking with, please?
Yes, this is Lincoln. I'm calling from Kaswa.
Sure, Lincoln, let's have your thoughts, please.
Thank you so much, my sister. You see, they are not politics. Very, very dirty. In the history of this country, if we talk about an MP who insult most in this country, we all know he's Kennedy Japan. If we talk about people who talk about disunity, warmongering in this country, Kennedy Japan is the best. Even his own station, he used the station to declare war in this country.
When did he do that?
Oh, madam, have you forgotten? The recordings are there. I think it was 2016 or so, during Mahama's time.
Do you recall what he said?
Yeah, do you want me to repeat what he said?
If it's unsavory for this time of the day, then let's move on.
Yeah, because you asked me when is it, maybe you are not aware. So let me repeat what he said.
You can okay, we can move on from that point. We can move on.
I shouldn't say it.
No, please.
But I found out.
Sure thing.
He declared war and mentioned tribes that to be attacked, tribes that should be attacked and killed. I have the African Watch, and as I'm saying, you can find that from any journalist in this country. They will provide you the tape so that you can play it to the hearing of Ghana, so that we know the man Kennedy Japan we are talking about. Today he wants to be president. Somebody who is not friendly with journalists across the country. Ahmed Swale. Kennedy Japan said it on his TV station. He even put a giant screen at Medina, where his station is, and showed the pictures and videos of Ahmed Swale. And later he was killed in this country. And such a person has a followers who will come and tell us that they should stop insulting him. Those insulting Kennedy Japan are not from the NDC. They are from his own party. He himself has been insulting the sitting president. So if the same insult is being returned to him, he should embrace it. Let's stop this dirty politics in this country and say it as it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that call, and thank you for joining in on the conversation. If another call slips through in the next 20 or 30 seconds, we'll pick that. But for now, we can park the Voice of the People segment. Each and every morning, we give you an opportunity to also lend your voice to the conversation. One last call, and we'll park it. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ellen.
Good morning. Who am I speaking with, please?
Yeah, this is Eshan.
Eshan, good to hear your voice. You're on air.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. And to your colleague, to Martin. Really sorry. I don't know, but when you were talking about Bugi Nabu's league team, I heard Willie saying that he's going to treat this as what do you call it? An allegation until it is proven. But the man himself who recorded the thing has come out to come and say that everything in the what do we call it, in the tape is authentic. So I don't see the reason why. You see, let me talk. We are building a nation, irrespective of our choices or our preferences. We have a nation to build. This nation you see over here, some people are tall and fought with their blood, and everything that we are enjoying now is as a result of their work, their effort. We also have a duty and a responsibility as citizens of this country, irrespective of where we are coming from, irrespective of what we believe in. To call that word, we are called the good name of the country. You understand? Many times I blame some of these journalists because many times you are the ones who don't bring clarity when issues like this come. How do you even make such a comment? Really? It is so serious.
I'll give William an opportunity to explain. I'm not too sure if we are getting the import of what he's saying.
More than one voice was heard on the tape. And I said, Bugri Nabu has come to. Bugri Nabu has come to. Then the committee's work should stop after Bugri Nabu speaks.
No, but we all knew that.
I'm saying that Bugri Nabu he recorded it. He said that that's his voice. Exactly. The others would have to come for the investigations to go on. So please be calm. If we are speaking for what we know.
You made a statement that you have once worked with Bugri Nabu before. Do you trust Bugri Nabu?
Whether I trust him or not is not the issue. He has come to confirm his point. And I'm saying that there are other voices. There are other voices that must also be heard. Don't you understand? That's simple law.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how. They need to be heard.
To me, it does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
Must it matter?
You're entitled to your opinion, but you cannot.
An NPP party chairman. Former NPP party chairman. And this is not the first encounter he has had with the people. You made mention it right.
I think for what William is saying is that as investigations are ongoing, one party has authenticated that his voice is on the tape. However, yes.
They come and deny. Well, how do we go out?
Well, that is why the investigation is ongoing. That is why the investigation is ongoing. One party's account cannot be taken as the gospel.
Exactly.
It's the natural course of justice for you to hear natural justice for you to hear both sides of the argument.
I want to ask you one question.
Sure.
Please go ahead.
Please, Willie,
Yes,
you
sir.
believe that the money that is in his account is his or is for the brother?
What I believe or not is not the issue. The investigations will prove. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I don't have exactly. I'm not an investigative officer in this matter. It is before the SOP. What I believe, when it comes to criminal matters, Master, it is not belief, it is evidence. We must get it clearly because human beings act in different ways. That's why the evidence is important. Exactly. So what is the point? I understand where you're coming from, but please relax, Please.
Oh, I understand. Me, I'm only saying that we are building a country. You understand? And some of these communities does not really help. That is my opinion, though. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All of your opinions are absolutely welcome on the morning show.